I'm Jessica. I'm a knitter. I design knitwear. I knit other designers' knitwear. And my goal in doing this and showing you these processes is that knitting is very slow. It's relaxing. I don't think that everyone should be expected to make all their own clothes, but it's a really great way to slow down and appreciate all that goes into manufacturing and making clothes. So join me on Knitwork and let's talk about some knitwear. Today I'm knitting Ozetta Seasons Sweater. Ozetta is a knitwear designer based out of Oklahoma. She does a lot of really great cardigans and sweaters, like basics made out of luxurious fibers. So if that's your jam, check her out. I don't know if Ozetta's her name or not. I went online and I tried to learn more about her, and I didn't learn a whole lot on the About Me page. So if that's not her name, I sincerely apologize. But so far so good. So this is a raglan sweater. So meaning you're just going around and increasing to create these armholes, which I'm gonna do next time. Next time, hopefully I'm working on the armholes. I've been working on the sweater for a while now because I've done a few projects in between. But it is a half fisherman's rib. It's very squishy, it's very warm. This is 100% wool. It's pretty soft, but with wool or any sweater really, just wear a t-shirt or something underneath, and then you won't have to, it won't smell as bad, you won't have to launder it as often, because you really shouldn't wash sweaters that often. And if you do, it needs to be on a delicate cycle, or you have to hand wash it, hang dry, flat dry your sweaters, please. But that's what's up. So right now, I'm gonna finish up this ribbing. I'm gonna sit here with you for about 10 minutes and do this. Eventually I'll have enough followers that I can go live and interact with everyone, and I think that that'll be a lot of fun. So let's get started. Let's get started knitting. So this is just a knit one, purl one, rib. I'm going to show you. Hold on. So if you aren't a knitter, I'm going to show you the difference between a knit and a purl stitch. And if you are a knitter, I'm certainly not trying to insult your intelligence. So these knit stitches here, they kind of look like V's. This is upside down, but they'll look like a little V shape. And then the purl stitches are these little bumps. And if you knit a row of knit stitches and then flip it over and knit a row of purl stitches, you have what's called stockinette stitch, which is like your classic knit, like just a series of V's, like rows of V's. That's how I can explain it as easily as possible. So those are the difference, and those are pretty foundational stitches. You can make just about anything with a knit stitch and a purl stitch. I also put on some music for you. This is Bonobo's 2010 album, Black Sands. I like my music. I like my elder millennial music, and I can't help it. I can't help it at all. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this until there's 3 inches. And then I will bind it off. And the next time you see me, hopefully I can have some sleeves, at least one, at least half of one, some of one done. That would be nice. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet now. I'm gonna turn up this music and I'm just gonna get to knitting. can do this without looking, but my stitches aren't as neat. So I look and then I zone out and I daydream, and you know, that's what I do. It snowed overnight, and so this is the perfect day to just sit and be cozy and try to finish this up. My lips are so dry, that's why I keep licking them. I'm like a lizard person, like, so gross. This yarn is by Lion Brand yarn. You can find it at most any big box craft store. Ordinarily, I order the same thickness of like 100% wool yarn from a company called Hobby. They have a really great selection of yarns of this thickness that are also 100% wool, and the price is really great. It's called Nature Old. I'll write all of this in the comments. Put all of this down there for you in case you're interested and want to check out Ozetta's knitwear designs, you know, or anything like that. If you feel like you've always wanted to knit, by all means, use this app to find someone to teach you. There are so many amazing fiber artists on here. And if one doesn't suit your fancy, there'll be another one who can explain it to you in a way that makes sense to you. I started knitting 30 years ago. My friend's grandma taught me, and then I was on bed rest for a while after having one of my children, and then the pandemic happened, and I'm like, let me just get back into knitting and crocheting too. I like to crochet a lot. It's a different hand motion, it's a different technique, but it's so much fun. So I picked it back up, and I haven't stopped ever since. Some of my favorite accounts for figuring things out knitwear wise, like whether it's, you know, just learning how to cast on, which is getting the initial loops or, you know, stitches on the needles, or just doing knit stitches or more complex things. There's a lot of people out here teaching. My favorites are Very Pink Knits. She has helped me so often when I've been down and needed assistance. Her videos are pretty great. A couple of other ones, Pearl Soho. They, you know, they sell yarn, as does Brooklyn Tweed, another account that I would recommend if you want to learn certain stitches or how to get started. As far as yarn goes, if you're a beginner, just, you know, there's a lot of yarn snobbery that happens within knitting and crochet. Just go to one of the big box places, pick a color that you like and practice, because it's a low investment. Some people will be like, you need to learn with the best, but like, not everyone can afford the best, you know? not everyone can sink a bunch of money into something they may or may not enjoy doing. So also another good place to look are like thrift stores. Look for yarn there and other knitting accessories, because it shouldn't have to be expensive to knit yourself a sweater. It can be very expensive to knit yourself a sweater, considering how much labor goes into it, and then depending on the quality of yarn you're using, you know. I prefer natural fibers just because sometimes I sweat and it's just not ideal to be, you know, trapped in a sweater that doesn't breathe. But I will say that I have knit many a sweater out of acrylic yarn that's looked amazing, and that holds up and is washable, you know. So don't let people make you feel guilty about not knitting with, you know, silk spun from like a Greek god's hair or something. Like, it's, use what you want. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I finish this. I don't know which project is on the docket. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. If you're a knitter and you're like, I knitted this and it was amazing, yeah, I'm all ears. I've never knitted one of Ozetta's patterns before, and I was curious just because she comes in, like, I follow her and I see her her patterns in my feed, and I thought I'll give one a try, because designers, not all designers write the same way, design the same way. Some you think, oh, this is gonna be great, I'm gonna love this, and it's like, no, this does not work for me. Like, and some may take you by surprise. So I remember there's a popular knitter who teamed up with one of the big brands of yarn, and there was a really cute design, and so the design was free, mind you, but it came paired with like the yarn. So you bought the yarn and then you get the pattern as like a downloadable PDF or whatever. And so I, you know, was mostly done knitting it, and then I got to the end and there were like no end instructions, you know, and I'm like, wow, this person makes a lot of money to be this half ASS, you know. So, but for the most part, I would say knitwear designers work very hard to ensure that not only do things look good, that they fit well with as many sizes as possible. When you make your own clothes, the best thing about it is you can make it fit exactly to your dimensions, your measurements. Yes, you're a cube. Let's measure your dimensions. I'm gonna finish up this round, and then I might go eat something because I'm hungry. I know I make the craziest faces when I'm just sitting here knitting, so try not to be self-conscious about it. Getting there. Okay. So I'm just gonna finish this up off camera, bind it off, which is just the process of taking it off the stitches. And the next time you see me, we're gonna get some sleeves going. I really appreciate you joining me. Feel free to subscribe. I'm gonna put all of the links down below, so if you feel so inclined, you can, check out all of those things that I talked about. And yeah, see you next time. Thank you.